let me go ahead and try my best to set this record straight, since most of us have agreed with lies all of our life. I need for you to listen to me, and I need for you to listen to me very, very closely. We're going to talk about this Israeli Gaza conflict here just for a moment, but I'm gonna go a different route. Let's go back to the beginning. Christian Zionism, first of all, has got you believing that that land that they call Israel today belonged to the Jewish people. Stop. Time out. Now, you're going to hear the unadulterated, uncompromising truth from Pastor Dow here. First of all, number one, the land of Canaan was given to Abraham and his seed. Did you hear that? To Abraham and his seed, meaning the people that come out of his loins. And in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Even though Esau was Abraham's seed, are you following me? He was cast out because of his despising of the birthright. Because Esau and his character and his nature, all you have to do is look no farther than the Israeli state today to understand Esau's nature. But when you think about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, now that is Abraham's seed, out of which the Most High Yah made covenant with Abraham. Go check out the Torah, which just happened to be touted as the first 5 books of the Bible, and see if you see the word Jews mentioned in there at all. You won't, because it's not there. I don't care what translation you pick or choose. Most people are deceived today because they regurgitate, they go to universities, they go to schools, and they regurgitate and they rehash and they throw up whatever is crammed down their throat as gospel truth, simply because there's a propaganda, there's an agenda today. That's the reason why we're having so much conflict today, because people refuse to use self-autonomy to see exactly what's going on. Now, you think about this for a second. These people that occupy the land of Palestine today clearly tell you that they are not of the seed of Abraham. And they're not. They're clearly not of the seed of Abraham. They are Khazarian, Ashkenazi, Germanic, Jewish people. If you would use some self-autonomy, which most Messianics in this country will not do, and I keep telling you there's an agenda behind it, since this is truth and this is fact, and since these people openly admit that they have no genetic link to Abraham whatsoever at all, then we need to ask ourselves the question, what in the hell is going on then? How is it that all of Christian dumb believes that these are Yahweh's chosen people when in fact they are not? Well, the hijacking and the switcheroo has been pulled over the whole world's eyes, simply because they chose to call themselves Israel. Notice I said they chose. That's just like me coming from the East, which is no doubt because, you know, America constantly gives me the designation of African American, even though I reject the designation. But that's just like me actually coming from the perspective and telling people straight up, I'm a European. I am a European. I was born in Europe, and I'd be damned if somebody's going to take that designation from me. Europe is mine. I'm a citizen of Britain, and I don't care what nobody says. And then if people don't like it, I just go blow the hell out of Britain to prove my point that I am a Brit. Now, you would no more believe me. You would call me insane, wouldn't you? But see, this is the propaganda, the twisting, warping, and distorting. You have to understand that one-eyed monster called the TV has done a job on our minds. Let's go back here for a second. So, since the land of Canaan, the land of Palestine, all that was promised to Abraham and his seed, bloodline descendant, and these people have no genetic link, and they admit it, then why does people constantly love living in this fairy tale, this utopia, pulling the wool over their own eyes of deception, believing that these are his chosen people when in fact they're not? We have a modern day genocide going on of the indigenous people of that land. Now, most people are not going to understand that. If you want to know what genocide is, ask the Indians, the indigenous people of this land, New Mexico and Texas. Ask the Mexicans, the indigenous people of that land, what genocide is all about. Now, most of you are already inflamed and enraged inside because I disagree with all of the theology that has been crammed down your pathetic throats because you think that you actually understand what's going on. You don't. So since these people have no genetic link whatsoever at all, they deny it. And they resent actually being in covenant with Abraham, Yitzhak, and Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Then one only has to ask this question, then who are these people? And people ask me, well, Pastor Dow, do you speak Hebrew? No, I don't speak not this modern day Hebrew, because this modern Hebrew is a Yiddish, Germanic mixture of Anglo-Saxon, Hebraic, Syrian, Phoenician. That's what it is, basically. And if people pride themselves on speaking a language that has been dead for a long, long time and thinking that they're speaking biblical Hebrew, you are out of your mind. So these people know they do not have a genetic link, and know the word Jewish or Jew does not appear in the Torah. It doesn't come about until 2 Kings, the 6th chapter, the 16th verse. And when you really truly look behind these people, you'll find out that these people right here, according to history, not only according to history, but according to scripture, is some other people that have ended up in that book simply because they lived in the land of Judea and they were given this designation of Jews by the powers that be of that day, which just so happened to be Romans, which derived their culture from the Babylonians and the Assyrians. Now you have to understand, this is my forte. I understand clearly what's going on. And no, I am not a Jewish rabbi, because there's no such animal. There's no such thing as a Jewish rabbi, since there were no Jews. When the Torah was given, when Abraham was around, when Moses was around, they did not know anybody named Jew. And we have to ask ourselves this question today. How is it that every time we turn around, rather than hearing about the Israelites, who are Yahweh's chosen people, he said they were a special people. We have to ask ourselves, why is it that there's a lot of these dominating nations on the coattail of these Zionist people? That's the million-dollar questions that Messianics, as well as Christendom today, refuse to acknowledge. You know the reason why? Because it all has to do with a designation of a particular people, and they are not about to admit that. They would rather let silence continue to be indefinite than to admit that those people have nothing to do with the covenant of Abraham whatsoever at all. The Khazarians. That's the painful truth. And you are all wrong. Especially you John Hagee Christians and all you messianic fools. You are all wrong. And if you think I'm just speaking out the side of my neck and I'm all wrong, call up your messianic rabbi. Tell him my name is Pastor Dow. I'm here on YouTube. Let's set up a civil debate openly. And you know the reason why they won't do this? Because they don't want your ears to hear what I have to say, because you know what? New thoughts will be introduced into your mind. And when you find out that these people have been lying to you, you're going to want to hang these people. Even though we live in a what you call society, you can't hang people. They know that the gig is up. They know that their lies, their philosophies, and their deception is over with, and they can no longer fleece you anymore. And that is the truth. And that's the truth straight away. Now, my name is Pastor Dow, and I am a true Hebrew Israelite of the tribe of Judah.